Hello everyone. We have seen in last lecture a semiconductor optical amplifier. It has an active medium and the active region through which light propagates, and for this active medium it has a anti-reflective coating. So from this side, the other side of this amplifier, and this reflectivities are small there so that your light propagates through the active medium. And when light propagating through the active medium, carrier recombination and spontaneous emission takes place in this region. So that's why signal get amplified. So we learn here what is the process, what are the various types of amplification there, and what are the factors for this amplification. Now for the active region optical amplifier, it has a width W and thickness D. So optical signal power PS with the photons of energy HV and group velocity VG. Then the photon density, because light propagating through this active medium, we should know what is the photon density. This photon density PS by Vg into Hv into Wd. So in which NPH is the photon density, and for this particular photon density we can find out what is the gain, and this gain, that is for a overall gain, or you can say that steady state gain per unit length, G is equal to J by Qd minus NTH by tau R by Vg NPH plus 1 plus tau AR. That tau is nothing but optical confinement component. Tau R, that is a time constant, and it has a thickness that is about D, and G0 is nothing but we have a gain that is for the initial condition, or you can say that a saturation photon density gain. So we can obtain value of a gain here through this equation. Then we can obtain what is the amplifier gain. So amplifier gain is nothing but what is your output, optical output, and what is the input power provided to this amplifier. So you can find out the gain PS out by PS in. The signal pass gain in active medium of the semiconductor optical amplifier is nothing but G is equal to X exponential in bracket Gm minus alpha into L, or we can have exponential G of Z into L. So in this equation, that Gm is the material gain coefficient, alpha we have read here is the effective absorption coefficient, alpha bar we have of the material effective absorption coefficient of the material in the optical path. L is the amplifier length, G of Z is the overall gain per unit length. So the overall gain at any point from given power at any point, PS of Z at any point, so we can find out G of Z is equal to G0 by 1 plus PS of Z, P amplifier, that is a saturated one. We have amplifier saturation power, G0 is unsaturated medium gain per unit length in the absence of signal input. PS of Z is the internal signal power at point Z, and we have then gain per unit length G0 of Z into D of Z is equal to 1 by PS of Z plus 1 by P amplifier saturation into dP. Depending the single pass gain in the absence of light, we can find out a total overall gain by using the above equation. That is 1 plus P amplifier saturation by PS in into natural log of G0 by G1. G. The G0 is the gain in the absence of light. So we can obtain the gain of a semiconductor amplifier. So general expression for the cavity gain GC as a function of signal frequency is equal to GC of F is equal to 1 minus R1 into 1 minus R2 into G under root divided by in bracket 1 minus under root of R1 R2 into G bracket square plus 4 of under root R1 R2 G sin square phi. G is a single pass gain. R1 and R2 are the input and output facet reflectivities. Phi is the single pass phase shift through the amplifier, and the phase can be expressed as phi is equal to pi of F minus F0 by del FSR, where F0 is the cavity resonant frequency and delta FSR is the free spectral range of the semiconductor optical amplifier. And this R1 and R2, as I told you earlier, these are the reflectivities of this region, that is input and output region. We can obtain the bandwidth of a semiconductor optical amplifier. It can be expressed in terms of BSOA is equal to twice of F minus F0 is equal to twice of delta FSR by pi sin inverse in bracket 1 minus R1 R2 into G by twice of in bracket R under root of R1 R2 into G bracket raised to 1 by 2. So we can find out a bandwidth, 3 dB spectral bandwidth of a semiconductor optical amplifier. Here is the typical graph that is shown a dependence of a single pass gain with a input power for a small signal gain of G0 is equal to 30 dB. That is about input signal. And about the gain G0, that is small signal gain. And here we have the saturated power, amplifier power, and this one is about the saturation region. Now gain versus your wavelength, and that wavelength is nothing but a semiconductor optical wavelength, that is 3 dB wavelength, 3 dB bandwidth we consider. So this one is about we have a fiber to fiber gain and a wavelength here. This graph shows indicates, and this is about the 3 dB optical bandwidth. So that this is about a semiconductor optical amplifier, and so in a semiconductor optical amplifier, that is gain which is depending upon the factor of a parameter of a semiconductor amplifier, and that parameter are nothing but your gain and power. So we'll add some numerical here for this gain and bandwidth. Okay. Now for the optical amplifier, so we should know that what is the input and what is the length there. So now all this optical amplifier, it has active medium, and that active medium through this your light is propagating, and this optical medium changes with respect to the whatever the properties of this given material. And generally optical active medium, which is lightly doped or highly doped, according to that they have various amplifiers. Now next, a iridium doped fiber amplifier, EDFA. It consists of 10 to 30 meter length of silica fiber whose core is lightly doped with ionized atoms of the rare earth elements such as erbium Ar3+, ytterbium Yb, thulium Tm, and we consider the fiber that is standard silica fluoride glass or telluride glass. So major type of fiber amplifier used in WDM, wavelength division multiplexing, and it provides a gain at 1.55 micrometer wavelength. And this amplifier, its operating region depends on the host material and the doping element. For a long haul communication application, a silica fiber doped with erbium is used, so that's why the name of this fiber is erbium doped fiber amplifier, because it is a doping element, erbium is used. Now, if you consider that ytterbium, so in that case, it adds in to the pumping efficiency and the amplifier gain. Generally, the EDFA fiber is operating in this given wavelength. So, it is generally used in a C band. So, we can use this isolator, this amplifier. Then an optical isolator is used at the input and output of any amplifier to prevent the back reflection. This one is about erbium doped amplifier structure, optical isolator, pump filter, the pumping takes place. This one is about your erbium doped amplifier fiber, pump laser, one wavelength splitting coupler, and we are getting the optical amplified gain here. Now, we see that here optical pumping is obtained by using the pump signal from the laser, that is the wavelength of 980 nanometer or 480 nanometer. That is a pump wavelength. So it has the erbium ions. So the signal stimulates transition of the excited erbium ions from level 2 to level 1, which result in a radiation of photons with the same wavelength. And the energy band of EDFA, so if you see that it works in the range of 1500 to 1600 nanometer, or if you see exactly, that is a 1530 to 1565, that is the region of the EDFA amplifier. So EDFA operates in a 3 band. Optical pumping is obtained by using a pumping signal from a pumping source or pumping medium. Population at the various levels within a band is different. Therefore, the gain of the EDFA depends upon the erbium ion concentration, amplifier length, core radius of fiber, and a pump power. So we can obtain a power conversion efficiency, that is PC is equal to P signal out minus P signal in by P pump in. Here the gain and wavelength, that is the curve indicates the gain of this erbium doped amplifier. So in this region, we can prefer the optical amplifier, or we can prefer this 1525 to 1535. That is the wavelength, operating wavelength of the erbium doped amplifier. So we can obtain the gain PS out by PS in